at Gillette Stadium. Ashland is the Super Bowl champion of Division 6 and the winner of the Aganis Trophy.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Monday Night Boys Soccer here on WACA-TV. We are here at the Plateau with the rain coming down. I am Chase Abrams, and joined with me as always is Josh Abrams.
I like the sound of that, as always.
Yes. Or as usual, actually my last game on WACA-TV I was joined by Rob Silver. That was Ashland Girls Volleyball, who actually have a playoff game tonight, going in as the number 22 seed, so be sure to check that out.
Okay, but on to the task at hand. Boys soccer tonight, as your Clockers are hosting the Holliston Panthers. And Clockers recently wrapped up a number 7 seed in Division 3 power rankings. So we're just waiting to find out the date, time, and opponent for their playoff game. But tonight they take on the Holliston Panthers, who come in tonight at 7-5-3. They've won 3 in a row earlier this month, but dropped both games last week, losing to Westwood 2-0 and Hopkinton 3-2. They are ranked number 13 in Division 3. Same number of losses as the Clockers, Chase.
Yes, same number of losses, however, more ties. This Panthers team, more ties, so, you know, any sort of advantage that you want to look for, it'll probably be there. So not a great advantage in terms of record, but this Clockers team will be hoping to come home or play at home for a big win here on senior night. We're going to see every single senior except for backup goalie Ryan Kaufman starting tonight, and that includes injured captain Carlos Espino. He is probably going to jog off pretty soon. It's going to be a nice little ceremony for one of their unquestioned leaders as he kicks off.
Okay, and we are underway.
Yep, that one's going to be kicked immediately out of bounds, and Carlos will jog off quickly. Nice ovation from these fans and his teammates. Bailey Fong will come in to replace him.
Yeah, beautiful senior night celebration pre-game here at the Plateau, honoring all of the team seniors, and there were quite a number of them. It was quite a lengthy ceremony, but beautiful nonetheless.
Yeah, a lot of experience on this team, and that showed throughout this whole season.
So Holliston will inbound on the near sideline. Ethan Sahata, a freshman.
Quickly targeting a teammate, goes too long, headed away by Matan Reshef, and then a somewhat dangerous header by Bailey Fong. Staying in the air. So we've seen these headers get contagious. Keegan Kelly fighting for position. Going backwards, he'll get it to Draper, who immediately boots it upfield, looking for Arjen Feenstra. A lot of headers early on between these two teams, so far staying in the Panthers zone. Matt Silva kicks it up, looking for Feenstra again. That goes to the feet of a Panther defender.
Okay, Chase, you mentioned the rain falling here in the pregame, and be interesting to see what kind of a factor it has here on the turf tonight. It's cold, chilly autumn evening here in Ashland, and Holliston penetrates deep into the Ashland zone now, setting things up. Here's a long shot in.
Matt Kulaga makes a nice play to come out and intercept that pass.
Yeah, Kulaga read that one well and intercepted it before it could reach a Holliston teammate camped out on the far post.
Yeah, just in the air for a little bit too long, and he capitalized on that opportunity. Holliston kicking around near midfield, now moving towards that Ashland zone. Far sideline, he's got a step or two on the nearest Ashland defender, kicked into the box, and once again scooped up by Kulaga. Another nice play.
So already early here tonight, Chase, the Panthers have already penetrated deep into the Ashland zone a couple of times. The Clockers really haven't been able to establish anything in the offensive zone just yet.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll see how they can adjust to this defense by the Panthers so far. Feenstra looking down the near sideline. Tyler Robinson's shot going to be wide near side, and the Panthers will take back over.
Quick left foot there from Robinson, but as you mentioned, the shot goes wide short side. We're about 3 minutes gone by here in the first half. 0-0 your score. You're watching Ashland Boys Soccer on WACA-TV.
Yeah, so Clockers responding there. A little bit of pressure from their own end. Holliston goal kick will be kicked away here. A crowd of players bounces Holliston's way, but kicked away by Reshef. Panther players just going to let that one go out of bounds. That's number 15, Brody Corden, sophomore on this Holliston team. Thrown on the near side, intercepted by Ayers.
Nathan Arohu for Holliston trying to make a play here. Finds an open teammate, but broken up by the Clockers right by midfield. And again, they can't quite penetrate that first line of defense.
Ducharme finds Robinson on the near side, knocked away by a Panther defender. Fighting to keep it in bounds, do so, but Robinson takes it away. Ball
Robinson
goes the
covering a lot of
way.
ground there, by the way.
Yep. Good interception by Fong, who doubles back, goes towards the middle of the field to find Silva again. Looking long for Feenstra. Back shoulder, he cuts back, makes a nice play on the ball. He's going to have something to work with here. Trying to find some space for a centering attempt. That one's knocked away by a Panther defender. They're going to keep it in bounds, knock it to the near sideline. Fighting for leverage. Holliston saying it's their ball. Referee's going to award it to them, and they've got a throw-in on the near side. A little tough for us to see through the window here.
As our listeners know, for these games at the high school football field, we're frequently on top of the press box. But again, the weather not cooperating tonight, so we are doing things inside the press box, staying warm. We're probably the most comfortable of all the spectators here on the plateau tonight.
Yeah, just a second ago, that was number 9, Alex Suhada for this Holliston Panthers team. He's a guy to watch out for on the front line for them. Could be saying his name a lot. He won a foot race against a couple Ashland players earlier. Last line of defense finally able to make a play, though. As Reshef kicks that one out of bounds, Holliston will take back over with a throw on the near side.
Yeah, Baton looked a little frustrated there. Again, it kind of blocked here by the posts, but I'm not sure. He seemed a little frustrated with his teammate's ability to get open there, and it wound up getting off the side of his foot and out of bounds. So Holliston inbounding, throwing in from the near sideline.
Silva, cat-like reflexes to get in front of that throw-in. Holliston has possession for a second before Clockers knock it away. Michael Ducharme working on the far side, beats his man for a second. Trying to win a foot race, it's going to be close. Great effort from Ducharme on that far sideline. But they're going to say it goes off of him and out of bounds. Holliston throw-in.
Nope.
Nope, they awarded back to the Clockers. Ducharme rewarded for his efforts. And Feenstra will take it on that Holliston 20-yard line. Long throw-in, looking for Ayers. Dribbled out by a Panther. Let's go back into the Ashland zone. Matan Reshef, plenty of time here. Got Suhada bearing down on him, kicks it away, but right to the feet of a Holliston defender. Working it back towards the middle of the field now. Still in their own zone. Still going backwards. Ducharme the pressure here. Far side, intercepted by Fong. Arjona trying to step up. Ball finds Feenstra's feet. Going back towards the middle. Nifty move there, and a nice cut by Arjona, working towards the middle of the field. Loses it for a second, but it stays with the Clockers. Matt Silva. Blocked, taken away, and then taken right back by that Panther defender. A little back and forth action. Fong unable to get in the way of that pass. Hopkington's got momentum, but not numbers moving into the Clocker zone. Cutting back for a second into the middle of the field. Holliston, excuse me. Near sideline now.
Stepped out.
They are going to say that one went out of bounds. Couldn't see it from the press box angle. Referee right there, though, and it'll be a Clocker throw-in.
Quick whistle, too.
Yes. Very wary where the ball was in relation to that line.
Okay, just under 33 minutes to go in the first half. Still 0-0 between your Ashland Clockers and the Holliston Panthers. Clockers will throw in from the near sideline.
Yep, Keyshawn Graham subs in for Arjen Feenstra. And as well, Arthur Souza. Looks like there were a couple other substitutions. We'll be sure to get those to you as soon as we can. Back and forth on the near sideline. Holliston trying to make triangle passes, moving towards the middle of the field, taken away. Keegan Kelly was stepping up there. Far sideline, a little bit of fighting. Bouncing off a couple feet. Possession changing. Middle of the field just booted away. Souza, a wild header, somehow finds Graham in the middle of the field. Kelly looking long for errors, intercepted by a Holliston defender. That one's going to go out of bounds, Clocker throw in.
So far tonight, Chase, I mean, the Panthers really are dictating the pace of play. They certainly had the greater share of offensive opportunities. Still scoreless on the board, though.
Yeah, we're expecting, I mean, as we said, we're expecting this to be pretty tightly contested.
No love lost between these two teams.
Absolutely. It's just a tie earlier in the year, a 2-2 tie. Their lone meeting so far this year. Outside part of the foot from Souza. Great shot attempt there, but scooped up by the Panther keeper, and he'll punt it away here.
I'll tell you what, if the keeper hadn't made a clean save there, Graham was just knocking on the door, ready to punch it home.
Absolutely. Great heads-up play from Keyshawn. Punted towards midfield, finds
no one.
No one, yeah. Bouncing around for a second before it's fought for between the two teams. That'll be taken away by Fong. Great ball control there. Goes back to Meggs, working it to the outside. Looking long for a teammate. It's going to be knocked down, but then taken again by the Clockers. Graham making a nice play on the ball. Lost it for a second, though. Fong finds Kelly. Nice move to the inside. Staying with it. Looking for a teammate. Intercepted again.
Nice play by Fong to get it back to his teammate.
Yep, Meg steps up, makes a play there. Fong in the middle of the field. Works it to the outside. Matt Silva now. Space to work. Looking long. He finds, almost finding Souza. Once again, Panther defender steps in the way. Physical defense there. That was number 3, Emmanuel Baloney.
Great effort to try and keep that one in bounds, but just couldn't quite make it. Panther throw in here on their defensive end near sideline.
Yeah, Balone made a great play to step up on that. Just couldn't keep it in bounds. Graham gets way up to make a play on that ball. He did not have the height advantage in that matchup. Silva steps up, left-footed boot to Souza, working it towards the middle of the field, looking for Balone. Souza's going to run after it. He might have a play on the ball. No, Panther keeper scoops it up right there. That's Stephen Lima in goal? Can't quite tell. No, that's number 1. That is Polney for the Panthers. Draper, plenty of time, but does a one-timer looking for a teammate in the middle of the field. Kelly will head that one away. Misplayed. Souza's got some space to work, and a teammate cutting towards the middle, knocked away by the Panthers again. So Clockers really doing everything except getting through that back line of Holliston so far.
Holliston's playing this one very tight. They're right up on their man and just not finding the seams, right? The last game that the two of us did together, Chase, I mean, Ashland was pretty much naming its tune. Great passing. It was a quick movement throughout, and they seem to be struggling with this superior Holliston team. Superior to last week's opponent, yes. I should say, not to Ashland. But again, it's a very tightly contested game so far. We're about 28.5 minutes to go in the first half, 0-0.
Yeah, it seems like this Panther team has read the scouting report for sure. I mean, like you said, we know the Clockers love to dial up those long distance passes, and right now they're just finding the feet of Holliston defenders.
Yeah, tonight's game, by the way, is the final game of the regular season for both teams. Again, we mentioned the pregame. Holliston currently ranked number 13, Ashland at number 7. I'm not sure if there's going to be much movement, if any, for either team with a win, a loss, or a tie tonight. But
I mean, they're knocking on the door of playoffs, and really,
well, I mean, they both make the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, any advantage in seeding that they might be able to get, they're happy to take it. Pass goes a little behind Souza. He's got Graham working on the outside, moves it towards the inside. Cutting between defenders, almost through the legs, looking for Matt Silva. That would have been a heck of a play by Arthur Souza. As it stands, Panthers knock it away, thrown on the far side for the Clockers.
Just fantastic dribbling as he went through, at least 5 different Panther defenders.
Absolutely.
And that pass off to Silva just a foot or two short from completion.
Far sideline, a little tough to see here. Shot off, going to be just wide to the left. And Polney steps up and makes a play.
Really aggressive play by the keeper to get out there and battle an Ashland player for possession there.
He did not have a good read on it at first. That ball did hit the ground. Looks like a Clocker player had a shot at it, but Polney just barely stepping in front of and picking up. Graham jumps up to get ahead on the ball.
He really has a great vertical leap.
Oh,
really getting some air on these.
Yeah, he's a great athlete. We talked about his speed last game. It really can be a game changer for him. Kelly, time to work. Clocker's moving it backwards now. Dish it off to Meggs.
Good defensive pressure by the Panthers there.
Middle of the field, he looks for Souza, who can make a play on the ball, just surrounded by Panther players. Stepping up now. Clockers might have some numbers. Moving it towards the outside. Matt Silva on a foot race. Gets beat to the ball, but Clockers are saying it's theirs. Referees...
Both teams are claiming possession.
Referees agree with the Clockers. It'll be a throw-in on that far side.
That's a Panther throw-in.
Oh, I saw the ref point both ways. I was a little hopeful broadcasting, I guess. Long throw-in. Graham gets up for that one again. He's playing all over tonight. And then gets back to make the play on defense. Meg should have some time to work. Goes right back to Kulaga in goal. Man on immediately, goes right back outside to Meggs. Working it up that far sideline.
Just every Ashland pass is contested.
Yeah.
Always pressure on the ball.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, Holliston very ready to jump into defensive mode. Great play by Meggs to knock him off the ball. Graham's got some space to work. Let's see if he looks long for Souza, who might have a step. Nope, they're going to keep it short. Kelly working down that far sideline. Balone. He's got a man open in the middle of the field, but he's not going to be able to get it to him. He's trying to beat his man. Foot race. Gets it towards the middle. Misplayed by Holliston. Ashland still with possession now. Kelly working to the outside. Now Souza. Oh. Shot on goal. Ricochets off a Holliston player. Hope he's okay.
It was off an Ashland player.
That was off an Ashland player? Looks like it went off Matt Silva.
Souza off of Silva.
Yeah.
It's a great shot opportunity, but blocked aside by his own teammate. Yeah. Inadvertently, of course.
Unlucky positioning there from Matt Silva.
So we're
Seems
getting
okay, though.
Free kick here for the Panthers?
Yeah, I think they call that a handball. Left-footed kick is away. Bailey Fong in great position to make a header on that one. Souza works it back towards the middle.
Good quick pass there by Souza.
Yep. Carvalho gives up possession. Holliston working it back towards the middle. Meg stumbles getting back on defense, but the Clockers are going to take over. Reshef, left-footed kick is away, looking for Souza. It's going to be too close to the sideline. Out of bounds, Holliston thrown on the near side.
He had a man open down there. Right idea, just couldn't get an accurate kick down there.
Near side now, Suhada working it towards the middle of the field. Another foot race. Bailey Fong unwilling to give ground as Holliston works down that far sideline. Hunter Meggs steps in the way of that, but it's going to be off his foot. Still Panther throwing. Panthers taking their time with this throwing, huh? Mm-hmm. All the time in the world. Clock ticks down. Under 23.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Still 0-0 here at the plateau at Ashland High School.
Right for the net. Long throw-in attempt. Headed out of harm's way. Headed for the goal line.
Graham, a nice play to keep that from going out of bounds on the goal side. It'll be a throw-in from about the corner kick spot. Another one for the Panthers. Another running start to this throw-in. You know how much fun these are to watch. A jumping header by a Clocker defender. Couldn't quite tell who that was, but a great play there. Silva's going to let that one go. May pay for it. Knocks it off a Panther player. Ashland retakes possession. Great heads-up play there by Matt Silva.
Played that perfectly.
Yep. Veteran move there from the senior captain. Robinson left-footed boots it away. Foot race, but the goalie is going to win it.
Big, strong leg there from Robinson. He beat everybody down, one right to the keeper.
I was waiting to hear that voice. I'm like, no, I don't hear her yet. She's not here.
I'm not here yet. I couldn't get off my freaking phone. Stupid work people.
We'll fight for possession in the middle of the field here. Holliston with a little bit of momentum. Putting it back towards the middle. Fong can make a play and does. Carvalho cutting it back, but there's a whistle on the play. It's going to go against the Clockers. Free kick for the Panthers.
Cornelio will be doing the honors here for the Panthers. The free kick from 40-yard line side of the Ashland side of the field. Trying to lead his teammates. Ball's up, playable.
Once again, a Clocker is the first one to the ball. Holliston player goes down. That was Suhada. No call on the play. That was either very close or in the box. So Clockers maybe getting away with one there. As it stands, though, they'll have possession with their throwing on their own side of the field. On the near sideline here, right below the press box. Robinson will take this one. Looking for Fong, who misses it, but it goes out of bounds off a Panther player. So Clockers will take the change in field position. So that throw-in gets knocked away from Balone immediately.
A quick throw-in attempt by Souza. Clockers regain possession here, working it toward the far sideline now.
Kelly, not a lot to work with, just boots it down that far sideline before it's knocked away by a Panther player. Almost miscommunication there, but Meg's able to still make a play on it. Fong gets tripped up. It'll be a free kick for him. No, it looks like Jamie Draper will take this for Ashland.
Okay. Whistle called on number 7, Owen Montalto Jr. for the Panthers.
Yeah, free kick from exactly midfield, looking for Souza, but the 4 Panther defenders are the first ones to get there. Souza, nice header.
Over to Silva, centering attempt in on net and just wide short side.
Can almost call that a shot. I mean, that looked like it might go in top left from our angle, just the very last second, just a little short of the goal there, and it'll be a goal kick for Holliston.
Okay, under 20 minutes to go in the first half, still 0-0. You're watching Ashland Boys Soccer on WACA-TV.
Booted away here. Fong makes a nice play on the ball. Kelly with a couple teammates. Ball just bouncing around the middle of the field now. Can't really tell who is possession. That might have been a handball. Yep. That one might get called on Keegan Kelly. Couldn't quite tell who it was. There was a handball, and it'll be Panther free kick from their own 45. Middle of the field, right by that big Ashland A. A long boot. He's got a teammate open. Holliston with some good pressure. Knocked off the ball bodily. That was Tyler Robinson. A great defensive play.
As Montalto again hits the turf.
So
he was wide open there for a minute, but Robinson closed the distance.
Defensive play of the game so far by Tyler Robinson. Closed the distance, like you said. Knocked him off the ball. No foul committed, and got possession back. Matt Kulago booted away near side. Misses everybody once again. Souza's going to step up. Another collision there. No one hits the turf, though.
I don't know how Souza avoided getting sandwiched on that one.
Yeah, seriously. Carvalho working it to the outside. Matt Silva, couple nice moves. A third.
Oh, quick give and
right
go.
Back to Silva, working it down the near sideline. Centering attempt is knocked away. Out of bounds. So a nice, nifty little sequence there from Matt Silva. Clockers with possession, throwing on the near sideline. Going towards the middle. Finds Carvalho.
But again, look how quickly that Holliston defense tightens up. There's just no room to operate for the Clockers right now.
Yeah, and really their passes have been crisp, but like you said, I mean the Panthers defense has just really been better so far. Very, very aggressive, and they haven't paid for it yet.
again, we're seeing a very different offensive philosophy for the Clockers tonight compared to their game against Norwood, where we're seeing, again, what you were talking about, more of the crisp, short passes. Ashland tonight against Holliston seems to be having more success with these longer strafing runs. They're trying to set up one of their strikers on a long run to beat the defense.
Yeah, he's just testing out what's working right now. We missed a great slide tackle by Keyshawn Graham to knock that one away. You're not going to beat him in a foot race. Thrown on the far side, Hunter Meggs looking for Graham now, who misses that attempt.
Now under 17 minutes to go in the first half. Still 0-0 between the Clockers and the Panthers.
Yeah, so little different from that last game that we called for sure.
Was it 8-1?
8-1, your final score here, William L. Kunis Field. Far sideline finds the feet of a Clocker defender. Middle of the field and just swarming with Panther players. We're going to call that one out of bounds. Holliston adamant about whose ball it is. We'll see what the call on the field is. Yep, they will signal as Panther throw-in, far side near midfield.
Holliston gains about 5 yards.
Yeah. Retain possession, and now they dial up a long one. Physical play, they're going to call it a goal kick. Couldn't tell quite what happened there. Jamie Draper on defense. Matt Kulaga sees an opening for Silva. Little misplayed, Holliston takes back over, working towards the middle of the field. Graham looking long for Souza. It's a 1-on-3, 1-on-4 if you include the keeper. Ball finds Souza's feet anyway. See what he can do with it. Cutting it back towards the middle. Shot on goal, just a little high. Arthur Souza taking on the entire Holliston defensive front. Still gets a shot off and just barely misses capitalizing. Still a heck of an effort from Souza. Holliston goal kick.
So if any of the younger players, youth players watching tonight's broadcast, getting some really great lessons on ball handling from these Ashland forwards.
Yeah, Souza, just a sophomore, but a lot of experience playing for this varsity team already. He's one of their key contributors. Midfield, stepping up, that was Carvalho. Holliston staying with possession. That was Tave holding on to it, but now the Clockers take it away. Graham working it towards the middle of the field. He's going to try to stay with it. Good defensive play by Holliston to take possession away. Working it down the near sideline. Matt Silva steps up. Then Graham back to Silva, working it towards Carvalho in the middle. So really, really crisp passing from both of these teams now. Goes up to Balone. Finds Souza.
Good pass.
Yep. Goes back, long shot attempt. Silva loves dialing it up from distance. Keegan Kelly, physical play in the middle of the field. It's finally taken away as he hits the deck. Might have drawn that one a little bit, but as it stands, it will be a Clocker free kick from the 40-yard line in Holliston territory, 45.
All of a sudden, it's frenetic, this pace back and forth. I mean,
very quick.
This is starting to feel like a playoff game.
Absolutely.
Like, any run could end up in a goal, and these teams are playing just tight defense. Very few opportunities on net.
Draper lobs it into the box. Opportunity for the Clockers here. Gets it back. Carvalho getting it into the middle. Booted away by a Panther player. Knocked out of harm's way. Clockers have numbers. Holliston has momentum. Far side as Holliston tries to get numbers for themselves. Working it towards the middle. He's got a man open on the outside. Cuts it back towards the middle and loses possession. Keegan Kelly with it. Room to work. Souza cutting across.
Perfect pass.
See what he can do here. Cuts it back towards the outside. There's a player there waiting. Souza making a physical play, but just a sharp cut from that Holliston player. Gets it off, finds a man down the near sideline. Stepping up, making a great play, Tyler Robinson, to keep that one out of bounds and let his team regroup. There will be a whistle on the field.
This one's going to go against the Clockers, Chase.
Yep. So frenetic, really the perfect word to describe the pace of play right now. Team's a little sloppy, but very, very fast. And very, very aggressive.
So here's Cornelio.
Yep, he's going to lob one into the box here. Kulaga, easy play there from the keeper. He's going to throw it away immediately. Silva on the near side. Seems to be his favorite target tonight. Plenty of space to run here. Waits for a defender. Great play by Cornelius. They're going to say it went off his foot. Or off his hand, excuse me. So a heck of a slide tackle. Just a little unlucky where that ball ended up. Or was it skill? Was it skill?
With the wet turf, you know, the ball, the body sliding all around, real easy for a handball call there.
Yep. Draper's been the guy to take the kick so far. Let's see how far he can get this one. Middle of the field. Clockers, opportunity. And kicked away by the Panthers again. Fong misplays that one.
Oh, if he could have controlled that one, he had a great opportunity for the Clockers, but they regained possession. Centering attempt.
Great play by Robinson to take that one away. Centering pass finds no one, excuse me. And the Panthers will boot it away here.
Just have to wonder how long both these teams can keep up this pace, this level of intensity.
Meg's the guy to make a play there. Clear height advantage for him. Boots it away, looking for a balloon. Little foot race here. Knocked out of bounds by the Panthers.
Okay. Good conservative play by the Panthers. Just knock that one out of bounds, slow things down.
Let them regroup.
Lead
a couple
to a
subs are going to come in as well for the Clockers. Souza and Carvalho check out. Trying to see who that is checking in.
Yeah, Sousa was looking a little winded on that last play, but I mean, he's been going 100% for the last, 15, 17 minutes.
Yeah, fun to watch, difficult to maintain though. Some nice footwork is going to reward them about 8 yards of field position. As Clockers will take over with yet another throw-in. Tyler Robinson once again.
Another substitution here as Silva's heading out.
Yep, Isaac Ayers checking in. Nice touch there, but knocked away by the Panthers. Jamie Draper gets back. Time to regroup. Tyler Robinson now. Moving towards the center, knocked away. Below near side. Near sideline, cutting it back towards the middle. They're going to say it went out of bounds.
That's what, going to call it for Holliston.
Well, I don't know about that one. We have a tough angle though.
Going to have a timeout on the field with 9:58 to go in the first half. No score here between Ashland and Holliston.
Yeah, so we just saw a lot of subs for the Clockers. But this timeout to me is signaling that they're just trying to get their breath, and maybe do you think Coach Tiago is going to send the starters back out for the last 10 or so minutes of play? I mean, it seems to be like pedal to the metal for both of these teams right now. And, the time before the end of a half is very crucial. So I'm curious as to what his strategy is going to be.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, that's legit. But this is also probably the deepest roster we've seen in our 6-7 years of announcing Ashland boys soccer. So, certainly want to make sure the starters get a little bit of rest. I mean, 9:58 to go. And see if they can hold on for the end of the first half.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, talent up and down this Clocker roster. So I really think that most lineups that Coach Modok is throwing out there, he's going to have a pretty decent amount of trust in.
Okay, let's take a quick look around Clocker Nation. Volleyball enters the playoffs with the number 22 seed in Division 3. They play at number 11 Dennis Yarmouth at 6 o'clock this Thursday.
This Thursday.
You had said...
Thank you.
Yeah, I think you had them playing tonight.
Nah.
Okay, so again, according to Arbiter, that game will be this Thursday, and that's a pretty big road trip for volleyball, heading down to Dennis Yarmouth.
Where is that?
On the Cape.
Oh, yeah. That is a road trip for sure.
Football will enter the playoffs with the number 16 seed in Division 4. They play at number 12 Holliston this Friday, 6 p.m. after losing there just last week, 41-0.
Yeah, so Holliston not the team they want to see right now.
Hopefully Coach McKay has a couple more tricks up his sleeve. And that
42 points of tricks.
Right.
Yes.
So that game will be available on Holliston's cable access. Not here at WACA.
Yeah, Clockers, but with the chance, I'm just saying it, with the chance to pull off a pretty massive upset in that game.
So you're saying there's a chance?
I am saying there's a chance. Robinson, nice header to make a play on that ball. Same lineup we saw before the break.
Yeah, I've got a 25 out there right now. I don't have a 25 on my roster.
I just saw that as well. So apologies to those watching. We'll try to figure out who that is at halftime.
Yeah, so for those of you from my generation may remember a certain comedian on the Gong Show, the Unknown Comic. So this is Ashland's answer to that, the unknown player.
The unknown forward.
Number 25 for the Clockers. We'll get a name for that in the second half. But for now,
far right.
Suhata will be inbounding and thrown in here for the Panthers, intercepted by Meggs.
And booted away. Don't have a 24 on the roster either, so this gets a little bit more difficult. Could be JV call-ups, we're not quite sure.
Well, again, I mean, the Clockers are missing a couple of key contributors here, most notably Carlos Espino.
Noah Ramsey.
I know. I just didn't know what grade it was.
Off his knee. I don't know if that was totally intentional or not. Fighting for possession on the far sideline. Holliston with some momentum now. Back towards midfield. Switching fields. Isaac Ayers steps up, makes a great interception. He's got a lot of speed, barely tripped up, no call.
Right in front of the ref, who doesn't make the call, swallows the whistle. Much to this crowd's chagrin.
Yes, yes.
Just over 8 minutes to go now in the first half. Still no score between the Panthers and the Clockers. Getting a quick substitution here. Couple of quick subs. Looks like Meggs is heading off, as is Kelly.
It's an interesting choice from Coach Moda, taking off some of his more experienced players, but like we said, a lot of talent on this team. We'll see what they can do with under 8 minutes to go here in the first half.
Yeah, that last clearing attempt goes off the body of like 18.
It's easy to wonder what Ayers might have been able to do if he wasn't tripped up on that last play. Let me tell you, he has a lot of speed and had a lot of momentum on that play.
Great field vision too. I mean, he saw that from like 10 yards out.
Yeah, he was out of position. He stepped up right into a gap, took off with it.
Well, again, I mean, from all the experience, these guys have played together a long, long time.
Absolutely.
And he knows somebody's going to be going back there to cover for him while he makes an offensive move.
Yeah, he's a senior. He knows what he's doing. Knows when to step up, and he showed it off there.
Yeah, that one goes flying out of bounds and into the Clocker bench. Holliston to inbound on the far sideline. Under 7 to go now. Looks like the rain might be falling just a bit harder now.
To add some more drama to this game. Because why not?
Nobody
Ayers
can
makes
quite
another
control
nice
this here.
play on the ball. Working it towards the middle.
Masusa back out there?
Does not look like that. No, that's below number 3.
Okay. Again, love these Clocker uniforms, but kind of tough to call the jersey.
Little difficult. Yeah. You missed the pink?
I do miss the pink a little bit.
Even though we didn't have that on the roster. Yeah.
Here's an attempt for the Panthers. A good opportunity. It's heading for the goal line. Kept in. Centering attempt. 10-bell opportunity for the Panthers, and they can't connect as number 11, Andrew Granford, a sophomore, had a wide open net to shoot at and booted it high and wide.
Could very well be the best opportunity so far tonight. That centering attempt missed the first Holliston teammate, landed perfectly at the feet of the second one, and he kicked a field goal.
Right. Great effort there to keep that one in bounds. Centering pass went right through the entire defense in front of the net. Found Granfors, and he just booted it wide. By the way, on the timeout, it looks like Ryan Kaufman is in net now for the Clockers.
Yeah, good call. I missed that one. John Marchetti as well in, stepping up to make a play there.
Interesting there.
Man off the ball.
It was a little bit physical there. Easily could have been called for a foul. But
yeah, he came in out of nowhere. Marchetti, nice, strong, aggressive play to warrant the Clocker throw-in.
Feenstra inbounding now?
Yep, he is.
I keep saying inbounding. I'm used to basketball.
Yeah, a lot of subs that I guess we missed. Throw-in knocked away. Clockers gained about 15 to 20 yards, though. More towards the middle of the field now.
Headed aside.
Misplayed at the feet. Ayers moving it back towards the middle, and a Panther defender steps up again. Draper's got a little bit of time, heads that one away. Ayers can try to step up again, moving it towards the outside.
Again, Chase, I mean, it seems, the Panthers have had more quality offensive opportunities, but here in the later stages of the first half, the Clockers have been putting more pressure on offensively. The ball seems to be spending more time in the Holliston defensive end.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Except for these last like 3 or so minutes, it's felt a little bit more in Holliston's favor. That's going to be a kick. Foul goes against Balone. Got his foot a little bit high near that Holliston player's midsection. So left-footed boot on the way.
Woodhouse sends it deep. Headed aside by the Clockers.
Yep. Tyler Robinson stepping up nicely.
Balone the first one to the ball.
Trying to find Ayers, just a little bit short.
A little disconnect there.
Yep. Draper will step up, knee that one away. Plenty of power on it. Ashland player steps up.
There's that speed again, trying to beat down the near sideline. Knocked aside by the Panther D. Will be an Ashland throw-in as we tick down to about 3.5 to go in the first half.
Yep, Keegan Kelly will check back in. Number 25 or 24, one of those two numbers he'll check out. I believe that was one of the JV calls from last week. I'm blanking on his name right now, unfortunately.
Oh, Robinson had the throw-in, and it went right off. Who was it? Andrade's knee and out of bounds, so costly turnover there. Holliston will get the throw-in. This will be Cornelio throwing in.
Andrade trying to make a play there. Steps up, but boots that one down the near sideline. Balone's going to have a foot race here. Somehow kept in bounds by the Panthers. Andrade steps up, makes a nice play. Oh, shot on goal is going to be just wide far side.
I think he had every intention of bending that one, and it just stayed straight. But great opportunity.
Didn't stay straight by much, I'll tell you that.
Right idea. So 2:40 and counting to go in the first half. Goal kick here for the Panthers.
Yep, Sousa subs in. Balone subs out. It's that number 24, Daniel Turner, JV call from last week. Took me a second. He actually had 2 goals in the game against Norwood. So big game from him.
Getting a substitution midfield, Holliston. And away we go.
Short goal kick near midfield. Ayers tries to make a play before it's knocked away. Oh, Sousa very nearly broke through that Panther defense. Marchetti misplays that one initially, knocks it back to a teammate. Draper just going to boot that one away.
You can tell that Sousa is absolutely a thorn in the side of that Panther defense. He is making his presence felt.
He's got them on their heels. It does not seem to matter the numbers advantage they've had so far tonight. He's gotten some really good quality looks while numbered 3 or 4 to 1. So
it just seems like a matter of time before he breaks through and puts one in.
Absolutely. And this could go down as a very great broadcasting call from you if that ends up happening. So I'm definitely rooting for it, if I wasn't already. Played off the chest by Enrique. That one is going to go against the Clockers. Free kick by the 45 by that Ashland Day for the Panthers.
Okay, under 2 minutes to go. Time now being kept on the field. Not sure how much extra time we're going to have, but we'd have to keep an ear out for the whistle.
Long ball. Kaufman steps up, makes an easy play.
Had that lined up perfectly and just let the ball come right to him.
Went right to him, absolutely. He's going to boot this away, trying to push in transition. Finds Kelly off the back of his head. That was actually intentional, looking for Sousa.
This is a nice idea.
Oh, absolutely. Very heads up, literally heads up play by Keegan Kelly. Making puns, and I'm not even trying. Far side's going to be a Holliston throw-in. That one looks like it went off of them for sure. Long throw-in, but right to a group of Clocker defenders. Marchetti heads that one away. Still staying with possession are the Panthers. Marchetti another header. Trying to find Feenstra and does, but kicks it back right to a Panther player. Middle of the field now. Shot on goal, maybe a pass. That one just nowhere near anything, really. It'll be a goal kick for Kaufman.
I like what Marchetti was doing there, deep on the far end. his headers were definitely directed toward the sideline. Going to be nice and conservative, not try to do too much.
Well, yeah, I know your least
to the
favorite
middle.
thing.
Anything
That's
to
your
the
least
middle.
favorite thing. Any time the defenders pass back towards the middle. It's just a big, you might hear, anybody listening might hear just like a big gulp of breath in, and as that is going to be the first half whistle. 0-0, your score after one half so far here at William L. Cunis Field. As they take a timeout on the field, we'll take a timeout ourselves. We'll see you in a little bit. Welcome back to Ashland High School Boys Varsity Soccer here on WACA-TV. If you're just joining us, we just had the pleasure of watching one of the most tightly contested halves of football we've seen really in our respective broadcasting careers. I'm Chase Abrams, and joined with me as always is Josh Abrams.
Thanks, Chase. Good to be with you once again. Nice and warm and cozy inside the press box here at Ashland High School on a cold, rainy night, but a highly entertaining first half of action, as you mentioned, between the Holliston Panthers, the Ashland Clockers. Both teams, their final regular season match before we head into the playoffs. And Ashland, again, at the moment at least, number 7 in Division III. The Panthers at number 13. Ashland obviously with the better record, 11-5-1. The Panthers 7-5-3. But played to a deadlock, 0-0 here in the first half.
Yeah, the key word that I'm hearing you use there was entertaining. I probably should have started off with that because, man, they played. That was fun soccer. That was fun to watch soccer. Back and forth, quick passes, back and forth again. And really, a 0-0 tie shows you exactly how this game has been going.
Just a stark contrast to our previous broadcast when the boys soccer team took on Norwood. It turned into an 8-1 laugher.
Do you have a preference over what type of game? Do you prefer the 8-1, or do you prefer this back and forth kind of?
Oh, much prefer this. I mean, that half seemed to go by very quickly. Both teams just very evenly matched. A terrific defensive battle.
Clockers already with a chance to capitalize here. Knocked away. Great slide tackle to potentially save a goal there. As Clockers came out of the half, moved it right into the Holliston territory, and very nearly got a shot off on goal. Quick pass on the cornering attempt. Silva gets ridden off the ball and knocked out of bounds. Clocker thrown on the near side.
It was Cornelio with that huge slide tackle for the Panthers on that very quick opening offensive burst. Here we were talking about how great the defense was for both teams in the first half, and a really great offensive opportunity for the Clockers to open the second half.
So Silva, the one throwing in there, gets a foot on it, but just sends it straight up into the box, though. Almost an opportunity there.
Didn't know where that header was going to end up.
That one just barely cleared. Draper, nice pass attempt, goes through a lot of different players before it's knocked down the far sideline into the Ashland zone by the Panthers.
Panthers don't have numbers, but they're getting reinforcements.
Centering attempt knocked aside by Draper. First corner kick of the night for Holliston.
Yep, no corner kicks in the first half. Plenty of throw-ins.
Yes. And already we've seen 2 here in the second half. We're about to see the second. Suhada potentially the target for this one. A lot of height on this Holliston team. Hunter Meggs, Jamie Draper, your center backs are going to have to try to step up here.
Is Kulaga back in net now here for the start of the second half?
He is. That one gets over a lot of people. Clear of danger. Well, not clear just yet. Holliston, another centering attempt into the box here. Headed away by a Clocker player. Gets it back, shot on goal, wide near side. So
the second half is like an entirely different game from the first half.
Yeah, both teams coming out with their hair on fire. Some very, very deep offensive runs by both these teams, and we're only a little more than 2 minutes in. Kulaga will boot this one away. Clockers look to replicate what Holliston did, but maybe a little bit more.
Holliston takes control here at midfield, punches it back. Yeah.
Stumbling header to knock that one out of bounds. Couldn't quite see who made the play there. Looks like Silva based on those cleats.
Okay, I thought it was Balone, but you know. Tough to see those numbers.
Up front here.
These 50-plus-year-old eyes trying to see all the way across the field.
Okay, well, you didn't have to date yourself.
I didn't get too specific.
Yeah, that's pretty specific.
Clocker's trying to make something happen on the far sideline, but blocked aside again by that swarming Panther defense.
Now they've got some room to work, working it towards the near side, switching fields. Short passes, staying with it, knocked away by Meggs. Panthers retain possession. Oh, excuse me. Moving it up a little bit, but Holliston staying with the ball so far. Graham knocks that one away. Balone got some space to work. Cuts it back in, looking for Graham down the far side, but right into a Holliston player. Dribbling through a few clockers, 2 players hit the deck. That one's going to go against Ashland, and well, there's a Holliston player slow to get up, grabbing his, looks like his shin.
So again, Chase, just really stepping it up on offense, both sides here, putting the pressure on. Again, we saw such a great defensive battle between these two teams in the first half, and second half has already proven to be quite entertaining.
Holliston sophomore Andrew Granfers getting to his feet there.
Cornelio to take this kick.
Lobbed far side, got a man unmarked. First touch not great, but he stays with the ball. Trying to work past Silva, who picks his pocket. Now working it down that far sideline, that's going to go out of bounds. So, you know, a little bit of a disadvantage as a lefty, trying to bend it back inside, but now it's going to go out of bounds.
Yeah, looking for Sousa, I think.
Moving up to where the ball initially crossed the plane out of bounds, throwing for the Panthers. Reshef steps in the way of that pass. Keegan Kelly trying to make a play. Clocker's really struggling to stay with possession ever since that first offensive burst. Kelly waits for it, pushes it up. Sousa trying to work through the defense. Does so. Little 1-2 touch. Working it down the far sideline. He's got space. Foot race. Beats his man. Centering attempt gets past a lot of players.
That was a great cross
over the near
attempt.
side. Keyshawn's going to try to make a play here. Working it back towards the middle. Tightly contested. Bailey Fong trying to find Graham again, but knocks it out of bounds.
Holliston quick inbound here.
Yeah, they're seeing some momentum, trying to capitalize on it. Hunter Meggs steps way out of position to try to make a play on that, and it's taken away by the Panthers. Going to have to step back. Another great slide tackle from Graham. Takes it away, and he's got some space. Yep, 2 men converging. He knocks it off a Panther player. Clocker throw in here. Hunter Meggs will take it on the near side. So very fast pace of play so far in the second half.
As far up as I've seen Hunter.
Yes. Knows his role. Balone working it towards the middle. Clocker's got a little bunched up there, but Balone stays with it. Trying to find a teammate. It'll go roll into the goalie, and the Panthers will retake possession.
He was fighting through 3 players to even get that shot on net.
He looked calm the whole time, though.
Oh, yeah.
Cool, calm, and collected. But does end up in the hands of the Holliston keeper.
That's a high kick.
Yeah, Carvalho misjudged that one. Fong tries to make a play on it.
If it wasn't already raining, I'd have called that kick a rainmaker.
Yes.
There's an opportunity down the far sideline for Holliston. Centering attempt. Winds up being a shot on goal. Kulaga equal to the task.
Yep, comes out to collect it. Another good opportunity for the not the Hillers, the Panthers.
You really want them to be playing Hopkinton tonight.
I think that football game is still fresh in my mind.
The one that's happening on Thanksgiving?
No, the Holliston football game that was a 41-0 blowout last Friday.
Right, but you've been talking about Hopkinton and the Hillers.
No, I think that my brain, I'd rather them be playing Hopkinton is what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Difficult to explain, I know. Hunter Meggs will come up to take the throw in, taking it from Balone. Works it back to Graham.
Quickly gets a man on, loses possession.
Booted away, he's got a teammate there.
Good control.
Great first touch. Carvalho trying to step up on it, doesn't have the angle. Reshef did have the angle there and knocks that one away.
Yeah, got the handball.
There it is. Good call by the ref.
Bounced right up, hit him in the hand.
Yeah. It's slippery out there.
It's only getting worse.
Yeah, a few mistakes. Easier to make. Jamie Draper will kick this one away.
Looking to put it right on
lob it
net.
into the box. Sousa's there.
It's loose.
Knocked away. Holliston calmly collects it and knocks it away. There were just no clockers following that up as one player hit the deck, goes back into the zone. Not sure what the call on the field is, but they're saying it goes against the clockers. I think Sousa just might have been on the ground too long. So Panthers will kick it away from.
There
right
was
by
like
their
an
own
Ashland
goal
player,
box.
who was offsides. Like
Yeah, so if they're saying the pass was intended for him, they're able to call that offsides. But the Clockers had an opportunity there with the goalie out of net. There was just nobody following the ball, or at least no one able to break through the Holliston line to follow the ball.
It's really the first time all night we've seen either keeper have one go off his hands. Everything else has been clean from both keepers tonight.
Yes. And I'm hoping that wasn't jinxing it. Keegan Kelly heading it up.
Another hand?
He doesn't think so.
Okay, both teams ready to make a substitution whenever the refs are ready. But a free kick here for the Panthers.
Line drive kick towards the middle. Goes over Fong and past Meggs. Now a good pass to the outside. Shot on goal. Just a little high.
Tip the crossbar on its way out.
So a sigh of relief from the Ashland crowd here as Holliston with yet another good opportunity on goal. These teams just trading offensive, offensive opportunities.
Yep.
Jeez, I couldn't come up with the word there.
So just over 30 minutes to go now in the game. Still no score between the Panthers and the Ashland Clockers. Kulaga fakes the big boot. Hands it off to, is that Meggs back there?
No, that was Draper.
Oh,
now he
Meggs.
goes to Meggs.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Kulaga put a little bit of showmanship on that one. Ayers getting back on defense. Panthers stay with it anyway. Wins the foot race. Meggs is going to step up, moves it back towards the inside. Shot on goal goes off 2 Clocker defenders, and Ayers knocks it away. That one misplayed a little bit, but Kulaga's there to collect.
Oh, yeah.
So a few more mistakes that we're seeing from both these teams so far at the start of the second half is they get more and more aggressive with the time winding down. Still 30-ish minutes to go, though.
You got to wonder, Chase, again, we talked about the high level of pace in that first half. We even called it frenetic at one point.
Yes.
And you got to wonder if the adrenaline and that heightened pace throughout the first half is starting to show in these cracks that we're seeing in the second half.
Ayers rushes to get back on defense, knocked out of bounds by a Panther. Meggs will step up to take the throw in. Looking long. Trying to find Balone. Makes a nice cut. Spin move. Working it to the outside. He's got a foot race now.
He's working it down the near sideline.
Footwork. Tried for the centering attempt. Just going to knock it off that Panther defender out of bounds. Throwing deep in Holliston territory now. Few substitutions. We'll see Josh Steinberg come on as well as a couple others. Just tough to see who they are from this angle, so I apologize for that. Keegan Kelly subbing off as well as, I believe, Bailey Fong.
Okay, is this Josh's first minutes of the night?
No, we did see him a little bit earlier. Just didn't say his name a ton. So knocked immediately out of bounds by the Panthers. And
somehow,
somehow
that's a turnover.
I didn't quite see what happened there.
There's a handball and out of bounds off the Clockers.
Steinberg just did not pick up that ball in time. Off his body and out of bounds. Another Panther throw-in.
Suhada inbounding here for the Panthers.
Taken away by Andrade. Balone looking for a teammate towards the middle of the field that bounces off a couple players. He was looking for Souza, who stays with the play. Balone, they're bunched up a little bit on that near sideline. Going to go
right off
the
his
Clockers.
Toe. Yep.
Holliston throw-in. Goes down the line. Back towards the middle of the field. 25. Middle of the field. Back to Souza on a completely opposite side of the field than we've seen him so far this half. Taken away. Steinberg again. Working to the outside. He was trying to find Silva. Misplayed off his foot. Works to the outside. He's got 2 men on. Teammate in the middle just goes right to Holliston. Steinberg trying to take it away now.
Broken up.
And Gerard finally takes it away. Steinberg to Ayers. Back to the middle of the field. Goes between 2 Clocker players. Balone working it towards the middle. Into the goal box. Score! Shot on goal is good. Shot on goal is good. Arthur Souza finally breaks the 0-0 tie, burying it in the bottom right corner of the net. 1-0 Clockers, and even Kulag is going to run down to the far side of the field to celebrate with his team. So fantastic teamwork from your Ashland Clockers, bouncing off each other's feet. Finally Souza into the box, gets it past the keeper, and scores the first goal of the night. 27-23 here to go in the game. Arthur Souza finally breaks through. You called it.
Well, I was trying to remember which one of us had said it was only a matter of time.
And which one of us said that would be pretty cool if that ended up coming true.
But, I mean, great individual efforts by Balone and Sousa.
I mean, listen, Sousa finished that play off, but my goodness, like, you got to give credit to pretty much the whole offense there. It touched every single one of their feet before ending up in the back of the net.
Yeah, it's similar with American football. We talk about, you know, like a receiver or a running back, just keep moving those feet, right?
Oh,
keep those legs pumping. And that's kind of what we saw here, American football,
yes.
right? Those Ashland Clockers just kept pushing forward, breaking through that last line of defense, and it was Sousa who put it into the back of the net.
Absolutely. One knocked away. Sousa's going to collect here. Heads it to Balone. A little bit of space to work. Man on, knocks it away. Balone regroups. He's got Meggs and goes to him. Meggs working it back towards the middle of the field. That pass is going to go right to the Panthers, who booted away themselves. Middle of the field now, misplayed. Defender stepped up, and now he's got to rush back. Knocked out of bounds. It's a great play by Jamie Draper to let his defense regroup.
It was a big save.
Absolutely.
I mean, the last thing you want to do is let Holliston back into this game and give up a quick goal after just taking the lead.
Yeah, him and Meggs, couple juniors, they are your last line of defense, and they have been fantastic this season, showing it again tonight. Silva's just going to boot that one away.
Okay, Clockers with the lead now. They don't want to get too aggressive here. Certainly don't want to drop into like a prevent defense or anything. But definitely, you know, just need to keep Holliston off the board as the clock becomes a bigger and bigger factor down the stretch here in the second half.
Sousa trying to tap into his teammate Balone, intercepted by the Panthers. Middle of the field again, dangerous header. It's going to be a high kick against Holliston. Clockers will take back over. Jamie Draper with the free kick on his own 30.
Oh, gave him an extra 5 yards.
Yeah, we'll take it. Middle of the field, goes off, one head, then two. Clockers had something in the works for a second there before Holliston finally took it back over. Middle of the field, Draper steps in front. Ooh, back towards the middle of the field, dangerous pass, but he finds Meggs.
I had no problem with, you know, I don't like centering passes on defense.
That one looks close from my angle.
I had no problem with that one.
Steinberg trying to get it to the outside to Ayers, intercepted again.
Good pressure by Steinberg.
Yep.
Holliston trying to reverse field here. They're working the far sideline now. Out of bounds, it'll be Clocker throw-in.
Very aggressive defense from that Clocker outside back. Can't quite tell who that is. It might be Tyler Robinson. He's gambling a little bit, but he's worked out so far for him.
Okay, under 25 minutes to go in the game now. Clocker's up 1-0 over the Holliston Panthers. You're watching Ashland Boys Soccer on WACA-TV.
Holliston's got possession with space to work the middle of the field. They work towards the near side now. Looks like he was going for a long ball there, then passed it short, and Ayers intercepted it. Great 1-2 there. Ayers fighting for it. Holliston takes it away again. Barely finding a teammate before two Clockers converged on him. Has a man on the near side, goes towards the middle, and it's booted away by Tyler Robinson.
Panthers are going to put that pressure right back on here, but I thought we had a whistle. Play continues on the far sideline now.
Graham's got space and speed. Long ball intercepted by the Panthers. Clockers still have numbers as there's a whistle. A couple players hit the turf. That one's going to go against Ashland, and it'll be a kick for the Panthers.
There's a free kick for the Panthers. Driving into the Ashland zone, headed well out.
Went right to Tyler Robinson.
Panthers continue to work hard here. Plenty of good passes. Putting some pressure on now.
Draper hits the deck, no whistle on the play. Cut back by a Panther player, and Meggs heads that one away. Sousa now, playing way back. Balone, he's got Ayers, looks for him, intercepted. Ayers sticking with the play. Balone's got some space here. Trying to find a teammate, looks for Ayers. 1-2, intercepted, but Ayers stays with the play. Back towards the middle. Holliston player came out of nowhere there, and now they're working it down the near sideline. Got some speed. Centering attempt. He has an opportunity, knocked away by Tyler Robinson.
Suda had somebody wide open in the crease.
Just barely misplayed. And Graham's going to run that one down, and he'll take it away. And now he's going to outrun his man again.
Look at that burst of speed by Graham.
Working down towards the middle of the field, looking for Balone. Knocked away and out of bounds. Let's see who the refs say it goes to, and it's going to stay Clocker ball. They're going to say it went off Balone, then off a Holliston defender, throwing for the Clockers on the far side.
Tell you, that's twice in just the last few minutes the Clockers have averted disaster. First with that shot that just ticked off the top of the crossbar, and now a great opportunity right in front of the net, but the pass was just behind the lone man in front. The Clocker defense able to swoop in and get it out of harm's way.
Yeah.
And now the Clockers with a great offensive opportunity on a throw-in from the far sideline.
Middle of the field.
Balone trying to do something, breaks through, gets the shot off, but blocked immediately, holds on to control. Swarming defense, centering attempt, shot deflected wide short side.
Looks like Balone was working against pretty much the entire Holliston defense at multiple points there. Still able to get a shot off, just not really a great angle.
Very similar to a play he had here on the near sideline probably about 5, 6, 7 minutes ago, where he was facing like a triangle of defenders, able to get a shot somehow, but again, low percentage, and he just, you know, against insurmountable odds.
Good touch there by Carvalho. Looking for Graham, slide tackle interception, great play, and also get it to a teammate. Far sideline, booted down, right to Jamie Draper. Steinberg's going to go back to Meggs, who looks long. Balone going to try to make a play on it. Can't quite find it, but now he's going to regroup and try to get something with it.
Got away with a little bit of a shove to the back.
Near sideline, leaves it short for Silva, stays with it, leaves it short again. Steinberg's going to hustle back on defense. Panthers have some momentum here. Clocker's numbers advantage. And Souza steps in the way of that centering attempt. Draper knocks it away. Holliston controls possession by midfield. Passes it to a Clocker player. Carvalho working with it now. Crosses midfield, looking long for Graham. He's got a lot of speed. Keeper's going to come out, make a play on it. It looked like he was out of the box for a second there, but just at the edge there. Scoops that one and out of harm's way.
He did the only thing he had to do there, that keeper, to come out and take that one away from Graham, because he had a full head of steam going. We're under 20 minutes to go now in the game. Clocker's up 1-0. Panthers trying to do something here.
Kulaga going to switch fields, find Meggs on the near side.
Pressure coming.
Got to get rid of it quick. Finds a teammate. Nice move by Matt Silva. Completely faked out his defender, and he's got room to work. Good footwork. Moving towards the middle, leaves it short. Trying to find Kelly and does so. Now down the near sideline. Balone's got an opportunity here. Shot on goal, going to be high and wide to the right.
He had to rush it. That pass was beautiful. Led him perfectly, but he was feeling the pressure. The defender was coming in. He just got a little too much air under that one, and it sailed high and wide.
Yep, just great ball movement from Meggs to Silva to Kelly and then to Balone. Very nearly capitalized on that attempt.
And somehow it touched a Holliston defender last, so the Clockers are, after a great opportunity, are actually getting a corner kick for opportunity now.
Yep. They are rewarded for their efforts. We'll see where this one gets placed. A little fighting at the goal line, pretty much.
Somebody's got a body right on the keeper.
Passes in, low to the ground, misplayed, but still in the box. Headed away. Clockers still have possession. Headed away again.
Somebody's going to get called on a handball. It's going to be the Clockers, unfortunately.
So dangerous play.
That ball was pinging all over the place in front of the net.
Yeah, Panthers get away with one there. Line drive handled very well by Carvalho, working it towards the middle of the field. He's got some space. Shot on goal, going to be wide to the right, and a goal kick for the Panthers.
Tried to surprise the keeper a little bit with that long shot, but he shot it wide short side. It'll be a goal kick here for the Panthers. Just over 18 minutes to go. Clockers up 1-0 over Holliston.
Yeah. And like you said, Clockers not playing it safe. They're looking to increase their lead, looking for some insurance.
Well, it looks like that Panther defense is starting to open up a little bit now. The gaps are there that weren't there in the first half. As the Panthers have to get a little bit more aggressive offensively, they have to, you know, start putting shots on net, try and get a goal to even this thing up.
Yeah, we see that happen every once in a while when a usually stout defense gives up their first goal. They saw this team beat beat them earlier, and I guess it's just tougher to motivate, and some holes are opening up a little bit. Now, keeper's going to let that one go out of bounds.
Yep.
Goal kick for the Panthers.
Okay, 17.5 to go. Clockers up 1-0. Comes another big kick from Woodhouse. Silva had no business even attempting to go up for that one.
No, I love the effort.
Right.
Fong going to go back to Meggs. Nope, that's John Marchetti into the game now. Before Draper kicks it away. Right to the feet of a Holliston player. Draper going to go back to make another play on it. This time he heads it away. Carvalho getting back on defense, as well as Steinberg, as Holliston works to the far side. Foot race. Going to go off an Ashland player, it looks like, and they are going to call that a corner for the Panthers. So immediately a good opportunity here for Holliston, coming off that Ashland corner kick. So we know how big these corner kicks can be. We'll see if the Panthers can capitalize here. This is their best opportunity in a while. Line drive kick into the middle of the box, knocked away immediately. Graham gonna try to find some space and does so. He's got a step or two on his defender. Looking for Ballone and has him. One-on-one. Graham is open, but Ballone beats his man.
They got a 3-on-0.
Shot on goal, wide to the left.
What a great opportunity for the Clockers. I can't believe they didn't cash in on that one. That may come back to haunt them, Chase. That was 3-on-0.
That is about as big a breakaway as you're going to see in high school soccer.
Incredible.
And Clockers just unable to find the net there. They have a lot of speed on this front line. They showed it off there. Just, once again, could not bury it.
See Sousa give some reassurance there to Ballone.
Yeah. Still a heck of a play to beat his man. He just couldn't finish it off.
Okay, well, Clocker defense going to need to keep stepping up here. 15.5 to go. Clockers up 1-0. Ball went right through Fong. Panthers with it.
Broke his own ankles, cutting it back, but still stays with possession, and they've got some momentum on the far side. Centering attempt. Kulaga, dangerous play, but slides in front of that one. Maybe a goal-saving play by Matt Kulaga.
He wasn't taking any chances on that one, Chase.
That's got to be a terrifying play to make as a goalkeeper. So easy, just kicked in the face from that. Marchetti skies a pass down the near sideline, looking for Sousa, but it's stepped in front of by a Holliston player. Carvalho, middle of the field, cuts it back. Some good footwork, gets it to his teammate, Keegan Kelly. Back to Draper. Going long far side, right to a Panther defender who knocks it back to Carvalho. Makes a nice move to work it to the outside. Cuts in between two players and he stays with it. Sousa now. Trying to get past defenders. Keegan Kelly knocks it up.
It's a great
once
move
again,
by
Holliston just barely keeping possession and getting it away from the Clocker offense. And that one's taken away again. As Fong picked his pocket. Steinberg going to work it towards the middle of the field now. Keegan Kelly. Clocker slowing it down a little bit. Bailey Fong finds Keyshawn Graham. Long pass. He's got a man open.
Was he onside?
Off the chest, they say he was. Barely knocked away by the Panthers again. Marchetti will keep it in bounds. Another long pass is going to go right to a Holliston head. Headed into the box, but right to the keeper.
Again, Chase, the game continues to get later and later. This Holliston defense is softening.
Yeah, and it feels like the Clockers have all the momentum right now, but as you and I know all too well, it just takes one mistake.
And we almost saw it right there.
Yes. Clockers escape one there. Just going to boot it down the far sideline.
The Clockers are getting so much more room to operate here in the later stages of the second half.
They may see something. I don't know. Carvalho, a little fighting in the middle. Felipe works it to the outside. Cuts it back inside. Still staying with it. Great footwork from Felipe Carvalho. Shot on goal, collected by the Holliston keeper.
He struggled with it a little bit.
He fell on it. He fell on it. But Felipe Carvalho nearly making something out of nothing there. Dribbles through most of the Holliston defense, gets a shot off. Just a little short. And collected pretty easily. That one, yep, there's the call.
On Bailey.
Yeah, it's going to be a handball, and he knew it right away. You kind of saw him react to that. Ticking down under 13
I gotta tell you,
minutes to go here in the game.
if he had sold it a little bit, if he hadn't,
if he had stayed, it was a delayed call for sure.
I honestly don't think they blew the whistle from his reaction more than the play itself.
Like, oh, he thought he had a handball, so it must be, right?
Under 12 and a half to go in the game. Clockers up 1-0. Panthers with the free ball.
That one's going to go right to Kalaga in goal, and he will fall on it. Literally. That was a heck of a performance there, actually. Yeah, he needs a little breather, I guess.
Does he know that he's not eligible to win an ESPY?
Not yet.
Okay.
Keegan Kelly. That'll go right to the Panthers. Middle of the field, Kelly pressuring it again, takes it away. Picking his pocket, back to the middle of the field, and Souza overruns it a little bit. Tyler Robinson will step up on defense. He's got plenty of time and space to work with. Middle of the field goes right to the Panthers again. So Clocker pass is finding Panther feet right now as Kelly gives it away again.
Got just like one-time kicks going back and forth between these two teams right now.
Clocker's clearly trying to stretch out this Holliston defense. Not a ton of effect to those so far. Kelly, a little one-on-one, will just go back to his teammate. John Marchetti's got some space. Middle of the field, he's looking for Fong. Gives it away, though. And Holliston gives it right back to the Clockers. And Draper goes right back to Holliston.
There's a mistake.
Still somehow kind of finding a teammate. Graham makes a nice play, left-footed pass to his teammate. Carvalho working it back towards the middle, trying to find Graham. Cuts it back. And taken away by the Panthers, but it goes right to Draper and then right back to Holliston. 1-on-3 for the Panthers, but they're starting to get numbers now. Marchetti's going to step up. Near side. He's got a little bit of space here. Cuts it back. And knocked out of bounds.
Is that Silva?
Yeah.
Came out of nowhere
Silva,
to block that pass.
Some extra oomph on that.
Ticking down to about 10 minutes to go in the game. Clockers up 1-0. Throw-in attempt by the Panthers. This will be number 6, Suhada. Centering attempt. Headed aside.
I don't know how a Clocker found that one. Just a crowd of Panthers in the area.
Kind of an interference call? Oh.
That could be dangerous. No, that will be dangerous for these Panthers. Didn't see what the call was, but it's going to be
I'm going to get a timeout.
It's going to be a kick for the... Yeah, it's going to be a kick for the Panthers just outside the goal box. Timeout called. So this game is really starting to get down to the nitty-gritty. We're under 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, so it looked like, I'm not sure, unfortunately, which player it was for the Clockers. It might have been Marchetti. He was going for the ball, and he ran right into a Holliston player, right outside the box, right where that ball is spotted.
You've got a better angle on this than I do. So
I mean, I thought it would be kind of an interference call that Holliston player prevented Marchetti from making the play, but I think the call is against Ashland, and that Marchetti is going to be called for going over the top.
It's a tough job reffing. You and I couldn't see it from. They obviously have a better angle, and I'm sure it was the correct call. But as it stands, it's going to be a great opportunity for the Panthers coming out of the break.
Yep. Well, this game has lived up to its billing.
Oh, absolutely.
Again,
1-0 might not seem that exciting on paper, but you clearly, if you're thinking that, you're not here right now.
This is some high-quality soccer. It's been a treat to watch this one tonight. Again, Clockers come in tonight at 11-5-1. Panthers at 7-5-3. They're separated by just 6 spots in the MIAA power rankings. Final game of the regular season for both squads.
Yeah, previous Clocker teams did set the bar pretty high for skill level, but this one, honestly, and you and I have talked about this before, it just really takes the cake. I mean, they have showcased just how good this team is throughout the season. This would be this would be the cherry on top.
Again, the Clockers on a mission all season after missing the playoffs last season by a single
One goal. The story of the season, the story of last season, the story of this season. That was their motivation, like you said. They left nothing to chance this year, though. They clinched the playoff spot in, like the first 5 or 6 weeks.
Okay, Holliston talking it over here, how they're going to play this one.
little misdirection here. It looks like it will end up being a shot on goal. They're just blocking the Clockers' view right now.
Suhada has the kick. Here it's up. Sails over the top of the net.
It went over Kulaga. I thought for a second that was we were gonna see the net move, but it just went somehow in between that little gap between the goal and the football goalposts. So Suhada, a great shot on net, just barely missing, almost identical to the one they had earlier in this game.
Yep.
And Clockers escape a close one.
Yeah, that previous one came from the far side of the field and just caught the very top edge of the crossbar before sailing safely out of bounds.
Robinson works it to the outside. He's got a lot of speed. He'll try to find a teammate. They're going to say it goes off a Clocker. Looks like it did as Keegan Kelly hits the turf.
Looking
Not
for the
thrilled
call.
with the no call.
It's a quick throw in there by the Panthers. They control on the far sideline. Panthers continue to operate in some limited space. Now they break it out to the middle. Got a man on the near sideline, too far and out of bounds.
Just a little far. Great effort there from number 14. I don't have a number 14 on the roster. Still a great effort though.
Okay, somehow
there was that 11. That was yep. Grand Force, who we saw hit the deck with a shin injury earlier. Looked okay there.
So this is a Clocker throw-in.
Yes.
Looks like, is that Silva?
I can't quite tell.
Okay, so just over 8 minutes to go here in the game. Clocker's still up 1-0. This is a turnover, however, and Panthers will get a throw-in deep in the Ashland territory. This throw-in will be taken by Brian Tabe, a sophomore. Throws it toward the net. Blocked aside. Clocker's control, heading toward the near sideline, kept in. Clocker's trying to establish control now. Kicks it way past everybody, but out of bounds near sideline. Another opportunity here for the Panthers, but at least not quite as deep as the previous attempt.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to get this one into the box as well as they were last time.
Now this throw-in will be handled by Suhada. Finds his teammate. And I can have to apologize to our Holliston fans, who actually two Suhadas on the box. Roster.
And up high again, and the Holliston players can't believe themselves right now.
Kugalaga seemed to react there as well. I'm not sure what the story is.
Just another great attempt for the Panthers, and once again, over the crossbar. So really, as much as the Clocker defense is playing a factor in this, Panthers spoiling their own opportunities a little bit here.
Okay, under 7 to go now. Clocker's still up 1-0 by the the width or breadth of the crossbar.
Yeah. 3 times over, really.
Yeah. Holliston in control for a moment there on the far sideline.
Stepped in front of that pass, looking for Andrade down the far side. Oh, now that's Souza back in the game, but stepped in front of by a Panther player.
Yeah, it might have been Cornelio with a nice defensive play to get a foot in there and knock that one aside. Otherwise, the Clockers would have been able to break one down the far sideline.
It's funny, that great Holliston opportunity on offense there, and then the first stoppage of play, Hunter Meggs is right back in.
Okay, Holliston with control now at midfield. Passing back.
Near side, Silva's going to step in the way of that pass. Bunched up a little bit, still gets it to Balone, who's got some space to work. He's going to look for a teammate, goes behind the back shoulder of Souza. Not a lot of space to work with there, did his best. It's going to be handled by the Holliston keeper and thrown away.
Okay, Holliston may have to start scrambling a little bit here. Under 6 minutes to go in the game now.
Yeah, they pull the goalie.
Do they do that in soccer?
They do not. Call's going to go against Silva. He's not too happy about it.
Nor is this Ashland crowd. Probably the biggest crowd for a boys soccer game this season.
Which is impressive. Actually, no, not raining anymore, considering how much it was raining before. But it does not appear to be coming down at least as strongly as it was earlier in the game.
Long kick here by Holliston, trying to find somebody open.
Robinson, a flying header to get back to that one. Silva's going to head that one out of bounds. Looks like he might have touched it with his hand a little early there, but it did go out of bounds before he picked it up. Continues moving down the. Yep, the ref is going to pull him back as that Holliston player continued just walking down the sideline. Taking his time throwing it in. There's nobody open.
He can't find anybody. A little bit of frustration there.
Somehow does get it to a teammate. Holliston with possession. That's going to go off the feet of Kelly. Keeping it in bounds, he finds Balone. Dribbles past his man. Looking for Souza. Stepped in front of by a Panther defender. Carvalho got some space to work. Gets past his defender. Middle of the field. Moving it to the outside. Knocked away.
Fong is there on the far sideline. Loses the battle.
Good move there.
Holliston comes out with it. Midfield.
Tipped away. Silva sees his opportunity. Little late getting there, and Holliston's got some momentum. Hunter Meggs, a big play to step up. Saves a Holliston run. That kick goes straight up in the air. Kelly going to try to make a play on it. Loses the battle.
We're under 5 minutes to
and
go
now Fong comes away with it. And he's got some space to work. Working it towards the middle of the field. Moving it towards the outside. Keegan Kelly. He moves outside.
Trying to establish the corner.
A little bit of hand fighting. Trying to find space to work. Gets it back to Silva. Could be a shot on goal. Nope, that's going to be a pass to Souza. Knocked away by the Panthers. Bounces off his teammate. And they've got space to work. Trying to push in transition now. They look for the long pass. Clockers rushing back on defense. Another long pass. And he's got a man down the seam. Going to be a shot on goal. Gets it past Kulaga. And the Panthers score with 5 minutes to go.
Under 5. That clock stopped a while ago.
My goodness. In stoppage time, the equalizer from the Holliston Panthers, just barely getting it past the Ashland defense, sneaking it past Matt Kulaga in goal, and a massive, massive goal to tie this game at 1.
Well, Clockers had avoided that all night. We're catching all the breaks on any opportunity on the on net. But that long pass caught the defense napping a little bit. We got a timeout on the field, and suddenly this is a 1-1 game.
Yeah, I mean, the momentum has been shifting back and forth this entire half. It was all Clockers, and then more recently it was all Holliston. And really, just as it looked like it was evening out again, Holliston makes a great run, just barely getting through that Clocker defense and getting it into goal. Just absolutely clutch from the Holliston Panthers.
Okay, so yeah, again, really interesting things happening here on the field. Clockers were finally starting to see some space from that smothering Holliston defense all night. Couldn't take the opportunity. Again, they had that 3-on-0. I
was going to say, do you now look back on that with a little bit?
It's a heartbreaker, yeah.
Yeah, the 3-on-0. It's tough to ignore. Do you know if this game would go into extra time? No, they don't do that in the regular season.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, we'll find out.
I guess so. Well, or not. There's still a little bit of time left.
Sure.
We've seen how fast each of these teams can score. So by their standards, plenty of time left, although Holliston taking almost a full 90 minutes to get their first goal of the game.
So Balone is out there to start things off for the Clockers. He's flanked by Kelly, Silva, Sousa.
Yeah, this is the offensive team that the Clockers are rolling out, and they're looking long immediately. Holliston countering with a pretty much all defensive lineup. Felipe almost maybe getting away with one there, and Holliston's going to push back. Felipe makes a nice play, steps up on the ball. Looking for a teammate. He's looking for Balone down the near sideline. And Holliston's just going to boot it out of bounds. Makes the safe play there. Clockers are going to retain possession. Big throw-in on the near side inside the 10-yard line of the Panthers.
Keeper was claiming that it went off of an Ashland foot, but he's not going to win that one.
It did look close.
So throw-in on the near sideline. This is Balone. Silva's closest to him right now.
He's going to look that direction. Back to Balone. Working against Holliston. Battling for possession now, still in the box. That one bounces off a couple feet. Now Holliston fighting for it on the near sideline. Silva going to come away with it, hits the deck.
And he'll get it.
And that's going to go against Holliston. Silva drawing the contact well there. He's going to have a kick here. He'll take it himself. Let's see if they rush to the line.
Clockers are rushing to the net.
No doubt about where this pass is going. Silva going to lob one into the box here. Taking his time a little bit, just adding to the drama of this kick.
I don't know how much time he actually has, Chase, and want to hustle it up a little bit. Yes. Make sure he gets this one off. Left foot right at the net, headed aside, and it'll lead to a corner kick for the Clockers.
Holliston claiming it's theirs. The refs will disagree. So Clockers retain possession still with great chances to score.
How on earth could they possibly think that was theirs?
I have no idea. But they were fighting adamantly. Can you see, is this Silva for the corner, or is it Kelly maybe? No, that's Silva.
Lining it up right at the flag. Clockers slowly starting to get one body now, two into the goal mouth. Shot on.
Gets
bouncing
through.
Around.
Clockers might have had an opportunity there, unable to capitalize. It looked like that pass just got right by a Clocker player. Working it to the outside, foot race out of bounds. They're going to say it goes off a Panther defender, though, and it's still a Clocker throw-in.
Okay, far sideline. Okay, ever since that Holliston goal was scored, it has been all Ashland on the attempts. Here's a...
that was a foul, so it's going to be another kick here.
Okay, I didn't realize. Yeah, I thought that was just out of bounds.
Clockers with yet another offensive opportunity here.
Here's a shot.
Into the box.
Score! I don't believe it!
It's a huge goal! Was that Arthur Sousa again?
He's pumping. He's pounding his chest. Sousa
Arthur Sousa,
again.
a man of the match performance, just hit the biggest goal of or maybe the biggest goal of the season from the Clockers so far. In the stoppage time from way out of the box. His second goal of the night, the team's second goal of the night, to give him a 1-goal lead with the time ticking down. We don't even know how much time is left.
Beautiful shot, completely
just
clean,
strike.
Untouched until it reached the back of the net.
I called it a pass, deflating. You called it a shot, and one of us was right, I'll tell you. Wow, your call from earlier is looking even better right now.
But here come the Panthers down the far sideline.
Not giving up easy. That's going to go off the Clockers. It'll be a Panther throw-in. So keeping their foot on the gas now.
Might be a Panther corner.
That's what I meant. Thank you. It is a Panther corner.
Okay.
So even more,
we're not out of the woods
even
yet.
more drama.
And the goalie has come out of the net for Holliston.
They're getting the extra man in the box.
All
they don't
hands
pull the
on
goalie.
deck.
This is what they do, Dad.
There's a huge mob in front of the net here, in the goal box.
Malone was the only player not in the box. He's hustling back now. Pass goes into the middle.
Headed.
Off ahead, and scooped up by Matt Kulaga. A massive save by Kulaga. And there's the final whistle.
Incredible.
What a great way to finish the season for these Ashland Clockers as the whole bench rushes onto the field to celebrate. Matt Kulaga running with the game ball down to the near sideline, celebrating with his family and friends.
What a finish.
The team running after him. Just an incredible game of soccer here at Ashland High School tonight.
So your final tonight, the Clockers win 2-1, outlasting the Holliston Panthers. Each team scoring a goal in extra time, but the Clockers outlast the Panthers 2-1.
Arthur Sousa, your man of the match for both Clocker goals tonight, and both huge goals. Really, I mean, obviously looking at the score, 2-1, you need every single goal that you can get. But I mean, just the time that both those goals were scored, ticking down. I believe both his goals were in stoppage time, one at the end of the first half and one at the end of the second.
So the Clockers, again, able to avoid abject disaster on a couple of opportunities. Holliston had the pressure on all night with great opportunities in both halves. The Clockers missed a 3-on-0 shooting wide. We thought that was going to cost him. And fortunately, Sousa comes up big in extra time, score the game winner, 2-1. So
they went penalty kick, corner kick, penalty kick, and on that third kick, Sousa buried it in the back of the net.
So that closes the book on the regular season for both squads. Playoffs coming up next. We'll find out where Ashland and Holliston will be, where they'll be playing, who they'll be playing, and when they'll be playing. Just keep an eye on the Metro West Daily News or MIAA.net for final playoff brackets. For Chase Abrams, I'm Josh Abrams saying thanks for watching here on WACA-TV. We'll see you next time, and
go Clockers!